Hi everybody, I wanted to come on here and do another update of Duke since his appointment with the oncologist yesterday. I have some notes here because we talked about different things and sometimes it just all goes into a big fog on in my brain, and so I have to take notes. So anyways, he wasn't due for his next chemo treatment until this coming Monday, but I called and made an appointment. My oncologist, which is the owner of the cancer center, is only there on Monday and Wednesday. So I called and asked if I could bring him in this Friday, which was yesterday, because really concerned. He's still not eating, drinking very little water, and just was really concerned that, we need to do something here. He can't survive with no food. So they told me if I came in around 8:20 in the morning that she could see me before her appointment started. So I got there at 7:30 in the morning because they're open all the time, So I got there at 7:30. They took him in for an examination. The girl came back and said, or the nurse, I should say, came back and said that he was down to 86 pounds. This is a dog that normally weighs 120 pounds, a little over 120 pounds. It was down to 86. He was 93 on Tuesday. So I said, between Tuesday and now, you mean he lost 7 pounds? That just sounds impossible. I mean, I just couldn't comprehend he had lost 7 pounds. I kept asking her, are you sure? So anyway, she said, yes, that's what he weighed on the scale and stuff. And she said that the doctor, the oncologist that's there now, looked at him and physically he looked okay. How does this dog look okay? I'm going to post a picture of him. You can see his head is sunken in. You can see his skull. You can count his ribs. You can see his tailbone. How can they tell me that physically he looks okay? It just kind of like blew my mind. Are you serious? So anyways, we went into the room and she said that the doctor would be, should be coming in soon and stuff, and, I'd be able to talk to her then. So finally my oncologist arrived and she came in and she talked to me, and I showed her a picture, which I'm going to post a picture of Duke here, and showed a picture of him, and you see his right eye is like, it looks like it's rolling up, and well, it is rolling up, and his left eye looks straight and his right eye is rolling up. And so I talked to her about that, and she said that that she thinks it's caused because his eye is sunken in more and he's lost muscle more on that side. And she said that she didn't find any ulcers or anything abnormal, so she thinks it's just from the weight lost. So I was like, okay. So then he also, which I think I've mentioned before, he used to just stand and stare into space. And she had told us that when we first went to her that if that continued, to keep an eye on it and let her know. Well, after the first chemo treatment, it stopped. And then when we did that treatment on Tuesday, it's not the same chemo. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you, if I'm assuming it was some kind of chemo, but so anyways, it started after that. He stares now. He will get up and just stare, or he'll sit and just stare, and you call him, he doesn't respond or anything. And all the research I did on that, all I could find was that it was either dog dementia, which I don't think he has no other symptoms, or a brain cancer. So I talked to her about that, and she said that it was related to the cancer, and that the cancer has penetrated into, she thinks, the cancer has penetrated into his central nervous system. The lymphoma, I guess, goes through your whole body. So she said it's not like he has one large lump on his brain. He has all these little cells going through his whole body, up in his head and everything. And that goes in, penetrates into the central nervous system, which then causes symptoms like that. So she said that that's a sign of a neurological disease also. So what they were going to do, they were supposed to give him Cytoxin, which is a chemo, and she was going to do the cytarabine instead, because she said that would go up into the brain and into the head and attack those cells there. but he got such a good response with the chemo before on his liver enzymes that she decided to stay with the Cytoxin because the cytarabine is not good for the liver, and she didn't want to lose any of the good results she had gotten from the first chemo. So she ended up giving him Cytoxin, and which this one was just a pill. So they just put it in a pill pocket and gave it to him that way. They also changed his prednisone. He was on it for 7 days, for a tablet and a half for 7 days, then a tablet a day for 7 days, and then after that it was supposed to be a tablet every other day. Well, he already did the whole 7 days of 1.5, and he did the Friday was actually his last day of 1.5, and then today he was supposed to go take 1 tablet today and then start skipping every other day. They put him back on 1.5 tablets a day. It still hasn't helped him with the eating. It's supposed to make him want to eat and drink more, and it hasn't. And then, like I said, with the cancer, they didn't do the Cyberitine because with the Vicristin chemo, she said that it was a good response as far as his liver enzymes went, which those were really out of whack before. That was kind of it at this point. He doesn't go Monday since he had the chemo treatment on Friday. So a week from this Monday, he goes again. And, you know, he's still not eating. He rarely drinks any water. He's not eating. I have to force him to take his pills. It breaks my heart. I have to admit that I tear up or break down every time I have to give him his pills, which is 3 times a day, because it just breaks my heart to force him to literally open his mouth and force the pill in there and make him swallow it. And it's just like, you know, he doesn't want it, and I don't know why he doesn't want to eat anything. And it's heartbreaking to watch your dog basically deteriorate before your eyes, and there's nothing you can do. I've tried all different foods, and he ate 2 bites of food for me today. That's it. And that was out of my hand. When I gave him anything else more, it was like he smells it and he gets nauseous. He like gags and turns his head like, ugh, and he doesn't want to eat it. So he actually today, once again, I keep saying this, but he keeps doing things that breaks my heart. He walked out of the kitchen when I was trying to get him to eat. I kept sticking the food in, which I normally don't do, and I kept saying, please, Duke, eat something. And he got up and he walked into my bedroom, and when I looked in there, he was behind well, not behind, but like when you walk in my door, my dresser's right here. He was right here in front of the dresser, peeking around the corner at me, like saying, please, don't do that no more. Don't force me to eat. And that just broke my heart. It really did. And, you know, I talked to my husband. He's like, well, don't feel, he's not mad at you, because I just feel like he's like, get away from me. You see that I'm sick and I don't want to eat. Why do you keep putting all that food in front of me? So anyways, that's where we're at right now. She said we just gotta, you know, give it time. I asked her if she still felt the same way she did the first visit, that you know, he had a good chance of going into remission, and she said yes. So I guess I have to just trust in her, and that she knows, you know, obviously she knows what she's talking about, and go from there. A couple of people have mentioned to me about marijuana helping dogs with cancer. I didn't get to talk to her about that because she was kind of in a rush, because they did fit me in before appointments. But on the next appointment, I think I'm going to do some research and talk to her about that and get her input and see how, you know, she feels about that. A lot of times they're not going to want to do anything because there's no proven, you know, reports on it, I guess, or whatever. I'm not sure. They want to go by the book. But also, I forgot to say, when she reweighed Duke, the nurse, after I guess I kept saying I couldn't believe he lost 7 pounds, she weighed him, and he was actually 91 pounds. So 90 pounds. So instead of losing 7, he had lost 3 pounds. Still, from Tuesday to Friday, so 3 days, he lost 3 pounds. So it's a pound a day, which isn't good. But anyways, I just want to come on here and give you guys an update. Thanks so much for all the prayers and well wishes and the nice things you guys have said to me, and about how my husband and I take care of our fur babies. They mean the world to us, and this is just breaking my heart to go through this, but it's making it so much easier having all you great people to, you know, lift my spirits, and, you know, just let me know that, you know, I'm not alone, that you guys are out there praying with me. So thanks everyone for watching. Bye.